joining me for another video. After I published my very first ASMR video, I had a lot of response about my Strawberry Shortcake doll that I showed, and a lot of people were requesting that I do a little show and tell video with my dolls, which I thought sounded like a lot of fun. I have almost a complete collection of the original Strawberry Shortcake dolls from the late 70s into the early 80s. At least one of every doll from the main line. I'm only missing 2 official dolls from the main line, and I have a few bonus dolls too. It's a collection I'm pretty proud of, and I'm hoping to continue to grow. But because that collection is so large, I thought it might be a better idea to break this up into a few different videos and show off a few of them at a time. So that's what we're going to do tonight. First, before we start, I want to talk a little bit about the history of these dolls because they are so neat. Strawberry Shortcake was first created by a woman, and her name is Barbie Sargent. She created Strawberry Shortcake for the American Greetings Company, who created greeting cards in 1973. Now, Strawberry Shortcake, the doll as we know her, didn't really come to be quite yet. She was first featured on greeting cards, and the design became so popular that they decided to make her a little bit more than just a picture on a card. This is not the original greeting card she was featured on, but a lot of the dolls of Strawberry Shortcake featured a greeting card or postcard in the box of every doll, and this is one of them. This is a card that came with my apple dumpling doll, which you'll see a little bit later. My apple dumpling came in box, so I got to see all of the different little surprises that are usually hiding inside one of the original doll's boxes. It's got Strawberry Shortcake, Strawberry Shortcake, Strawberry Shortcake on the front. And it also features her pet Custard. Custard is a little cat in a basket of berries. It's very cute. The back of the card says, "This special card is from a delightful new series by American Greetings." And it's got a little picture of Strawberry Shortcake herself sitting on a strawberry with those words at the top. Strawberry Shortcake, 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 Shortcake. The inside of the card is a thank you card, and it says, "That was very sweet of you." So cute. That was very sweet of you. Very sweet of you. Very sweet of you. And it's blank, so a child could write a message or draw a picture for a friend. And this one is unused, and it's part of my collection. I display it with my dolls. So cute. I have a second one here. This one is a postcard. And it features a few other characters on it. I don't remember which doll this one had come with, but another one I had gotten in box, complete in box. It says, "Thank you," another thank you card. And this one features a few different characters on it. We have Lime Chiffon. We have Cherry Cobbler, Strawberry Shortcake, Lemon Meringue, those characters are on the front of this postcard. And on the back it says the same thing as the other card, or very similar. Thank you. It was very nice of you. And it's got a little spot for a stamp. A stamp, a stamp, a stamp, a stamp, a stamp, a stamp, a stamp. So, so cute. I love postcards. They're so sweet. So Strawberry Shortcake started as this character on greeting cards, and she quickly evolved into a beloved icon that we still adore today. We still have new merchandise, you know. Like this sweatshirt. I believe I got it from Target a couple of years ago. It's very cute. I'll move a little so you can see. It says on the top, Strawberry Shortcake. And it's got Huckleberry and Strawberry together. And they're holding a big old strawberry together. It's very cute. Very cute. Strawberry Shortcake, the doll, officially launched in 1979. 1979 was the very first doll line. And one way you can tell different kinds of dolls apart by what year they're created is on the back of their neck. They'll have the stamp for Kenner, which I'll show you in a minute. But they also have different hands. Now, my Strawberry Shortcake doll is not one of the very, very, very first dolls, because her hands are curled like a C. Curled like a C. She has hands that could hold something. But the very, very first dolls that were released had flat hands like this. And those flat-handed dolls are very, very collectible and very, very expensive. This doll was one I got secondhand from eBay. She did not come with her pet Custard. She did not come with Custard because she may be part of the slightly afterwards line where she did not come with a pet, or the person who was selling her didn't have Custard anymore. Strawberry Shortcake dolls, for the most part, came with little pets, little buddies. But during this first line of dolls, the ones with flat hands and the ones that were still shortly after that, they didn't come with pets. There was another set that came out a few years later. Those dolls all started coming with the little vinyl pets, little rubber vinyl pets. Strawberry Shortcake is one of my favorites of all time. She's just precious. She's got this little hat. Little strawberry on top. Little strawberry. Little bonnet. Little bonnet. With, in this iteration, straight red hair. Straight red hair. Straight red hair. It's very short. She's meant to look a bit like a rag doll, so it's very, very thin, very yarn-like in appearance and in texture when you touch it. I'm going to take her hat off so you can see better. Just kidding, I can't take her hat off, I forgot. This doll still has the hat attached, and I'd like to keep it that way so it doesn't get lost. She's got a little apron. Little apron, little apron. Little apron, little apron, little apron. Just the most precious thing. With green stockings, green white stockings, and little brown shoes. They're made out of a rubbery plastic. Which means that they degrade quite a lot over time. They get sticky after a while. These ones aren't too bad, but some of my dolls sticky shoes. And some of the pets are made out of that same kind of material, so they also have gotten very, very sticky. I can feel it on my fingers as I'm scratching her. Let's do a little tap. Strawberry Shortcake. I'm going to set her over here so you can still see her. Setting her right here where you can still see her. The next doll I'd like to talk about today is one that I had gotten in box. So I'm going to show you her box too. This is the box of Apple Dumpling. She is a baby character. Most of the Strawberry Shortcake characters are of undetermined age. Some people are, sometimes they're called kids, sometimes they're a little bit more adult-like, but some of these characters are very definitively babies, and Apple Dumpling is one of them. This is her box, and this is a very early Apple Dumpling box because, turn around so you can see, on the back it shows her with a large Teatime Turtle. Apple Dumpling has two versions of Teatime Turtle. There's a small Teatime Turtle that's the size of a typical Strawberry Shortcake friend, Strawberry Shortcake pet, and then there's this Teatime Turtle. This Teatime Turtle, which is a bit larger, that Apple Dumpling can sit on, and it's very cute. Let's take a look at her box a little bit closer in detail. This is the window where you would see the doll in the store, and her name on the front, very cute, and the brand, Kenner, on the bottom. On this side, it's some advertising, more little friends that you can collect, and these guys are some of the ones I'm going to be showing you in just a few minutes. These are part of that original 5 run. And then on the back again is that large Apple Dumpling picture with a big Teatime Turtle. And then on this side of the advertising, it shows a picture of her again and some other fun toys that children could play with, like the house. The house, which is very cute. Very cute. If you'll notice on this box, the characters who are featured do not feature their pets, which again shows that this is an older Apple Dumpling doll. Top of the box, more advertising. Strawberry Shortcake, Strawberry Shortcake. And the person who owned this doll, there's a hole in the back of the box, but it was still sealed when I received it. It was completely sealed and all the pieces were there. So I don't think this hole is because somebody was in the box. It may have been damaged by something like a small rodent getting in there, or maybe I think they might have cut the berry box top thing out of the box, which would be really funny if they never opened it, but they took the berry box top off of there. Inside the box, and I took them out so it'd be easier to see, there was a little pamphlet. It's a little pamphlet about all the fun toys you could ask your parents to buy for you that were Strawberry Shortcake. Things such as Strawberry Shortcake carousel toy, Strawberry Shortcake jewelry, a special surprise. And another little insert about the snail toy, because they had a lot of animal friends, so there's a little slug that they could ride on. It's very cute if you've ever seen it in person. I do not own it, but I'd like to. Now for those berry box tops, one of the things that you could receive in the mail was an enamel pen, and I do have that. And I'm going to save it for another video, the enamel pen that you could send in for the berry box tops. Every Strawberry Shortcake doll also came with a little brush. A little brush, a little comb, a little comb, a little brush. So that way, it's got a little plastic string on it. So that way you could brush your baby doll's hair, brush your little doll's hair. Let's save that for a minute. We'll brush one of them that has hair exposed. Let's move the box for right now and take a look at Apple Dumpling herself. Here she is. I have her on her stand that I keep them on. I take all of my dolls out of the box. None of them stay in the box. I'm of the age that I grew up with Toy Story 2, and let's just say the idea of keeping my toys in a box makes me sad. Very sad. So I don't like to make my toys sad. So I take them out and let them be free from the box. And for me, I know that makes them less valuable, but for me, the value comes in loving and enjoying them, so that's okay with me. I'm going to take her off the stand so you can see her better. Here she is, Apple Dumpling, the baby doll. Apple Dumpling, the baby. She's so sweet. She's got this little red apple on the front of her shirt. Little red apple on the front of her shirt. It's very sweet. She's got a little baby romper. It's very soft to touch, very fuzzy. Very soft, very fuzzy. Oh, I retrieved her sock. Let's just make some noise with that while we're at it. These socks for the dolls, the babies in particular, are very easy to lose. I am grateful that all of my Strawberry Shortcake baby dolls have all of their socks. My cherry cobbler, who's not in this video, is missing her shoes though, so pickers can't be choosers. We gotta take the L sometimes. She's got that harder plastic for her arms. And a slightly softer vinyl for her face, just like Strawberry Shortcake. And her little socks that are easy to lose, so be careful. Gotta be careful. She's also got this cute little bonnet. Give her a little head massage. Little head massage. Her bonnet can come off. She's not secured. You can smell her head. This doll still smells really nice. Not all the dolls smell. Most of them do not. I mean, most of these guys are over 40 years old at this point. But this doll, so surprisingly, has the most wonderful scent still. This one is the strongest one I still own, and it's amazing. Maybe because she was in a box for so long, until they opened her up, she managed to retain that smell, and this hat I think helps a lot. But she does smell like apple. That very distinct apple smell that only a Strawberry Shortcake doll has. Scratch your little head, scratch your little head. Scratch your little head. Scratch your little head. pressure on the microphone. Just notice a discolored spot on the back of her head. It's not too bad, it's hiding under her hat. A lot of these dolls are very much so subject to discoloration over time. The plastic can also mold. Plastic mold spots are very common on these older dolls, and you'll see collectors of all different kinds talking about how to prevent that. It's just inevitable because they're so old. Here is the Teatime Turtle I was talking about earlier. This is a large Teatime Turtle made out of hard plastic. And this large Teatime Turtle is so cute. He's big enough for Apple Dumpling to sit on. I'm going to set him on the microphone and just... Little Rain from Teatime Turtle. A pat touch. A bassy tap. Large Teatime Turtle. I've also actually got a small Teatime Turtle as well. This is what the second edition Teatime Turtle looks like. And he's very, very sticky. So sticky. Because he is quite old. Again, these guys degrade over time, so handling with care is important. And then here I go, gonna tap all over it. I'm actually gonna tap on his shell. As you can see, he's pretty small compared to the other Teatime Turtle. Very different. I have a second edition, I'm pretty sure, Apple Dumpling doll. And she came with this one. She was a loose doll in a bag with a bunch of other dolls that I had gotten, so I'm not entirely sure. I can't source her as accurately, but she did come with the version 2 Teatime Turtle, so I'm assuming that's what she is. I don't have her handy because I keep her in a safe spot. But little Apple Dumpling, I'm actually going to brush her hair because she's one of the only dolls that really have an accessible hat right now. Actually, I can't really brush her hair very well. It's kind of matted. And I don't want to lose that curl. Just kidding. I think we can actually maybe brush Huckleberry Pie. He's coming up here next. He does have a removable hat, I'm pretty sure. Alright, Apple Dumpling, have a seat, my love. Okay, next up is Huckleberry Pie. What a cutie pie. Huckleberry is one of the only male characters in Strawberry Shortcake, at least in terms of the first run. There is only one other male character, and it is Lem. Lem. It is Lem from the pair of twins, baby twins, Lem and Ada, which we will get to see in a later video. This Huckleberry came in box. I don't have his box handy, but he came in box. And he did not come with his buddy Pupcake because he is an older doll, just like the Apple Dumpling. So he does not have a pet because he's too old for that. However, he does not have flat hands, so he's not that old, but he does not have his buddy Pupcake. He's got an adorable blue overall. Adorable blue overall. This little kerchief. Adorable blue overall and kerchief. He's also got blue shoes. I do not think actually that these are his shoes. While I did get him in box, and his box does not have any sign that he would come with Pupcake, he did not have the correct shoes. I'm pretty sure these are not his shoes. Because they look like Blueberry Muffins, who you're going to see soon. Also that rubbery vinyl. Yeah, he's got no socks either. He's sockless. That's why he's gonna lose his shoes. He's got no socks. I'm pretty sure he had socks originally. That might be wrong. A lot of these dolls had fashion clothes that you could purchase separately to dress them in, like many other dolls do. And I don't have any of those accessories at the moment, but I did for the Strawberry Shortcake dolls I had growing up, which were not these ones. I grew up with the 2003 version of Strawberry Shortcake. And I do have those dolls in storage somewhere. They're pretty cute too. They were my introduction, and as I got older I absolutely fell in love with the OG, so that's why I'm here now with these guys. He's got a hard plastic body. And that vinyl face. He's got, let's bring him closer. He's got freckles, as many of them do, but he's just got the sweetest little face. I just love his little face and his little tongue sticking out. How cute. How cute. And his little cheeks. He's got bangs and this long hair. Long hair. So cute. Long hair. So cute. And his little straw hat. Little straw hat. Here he is with no hat, and he has brushable hair. He has brushable hair. I'm not seeing any of those spots on his hair, thank goodness. Not the same spots on his plastic as Apple Dumpling did. I'm doing a little search. ASMR hair searching with doll. Look at that. He's got no apparent blemishes on his little face or his head, which is excellent. We don't want that, right? We don't want that plastic rot. That can happen. So he's very cute. So that's Huckleberry Pie. And he does not have his friend Cupcake. But if I did have him, I would show you. So he's going to come sit over here next to Apple for right now. Because he is a similar era to her. Oops, I'm dropping Strawberry. Okay. Now, I'm sure you know how much I love Blueberry Muffin, because I have shown her off in a different version before. This is Blueberry Muffin in her original form. Very early doll, although not as early as these two, because she does have a pet, and I can confirm this pet is supposed to go with her because I also got this doll in box. This was the very first original Strawberry Shortcake doll I actually got my hands on. I was having a rough day one day, and I thought to myself, I really just need to go buy a doll, as one does. And so I was looking on eBay, and I remembered how much I loved Strawberry Shortcake as a child, and I thought this would be a really fun collection to start getting into. That was about 2 years ago, and now I have a good chunk of these dolls that I've collected over time. I love a good eBay search. I love finding a good deal. I love finding a great doll in good condition, and that's what I found here. So she was my first. Very, very fun and special. She's got this beautiful little frock, little frock. It's got these diamond pattern sleeves. And her little dress. She's got green tights, as most girl characters do. Most of them have the green tights. Actually, I don't think there's anybody who doesn't have the green tights. I think all the female characters have the green tights. And even someone like Huckleberry over here, he's got the green in the pattern of his pants, so it's a pretty consistent design choice for these characters. And then there's those blue shoes. They're the same as my Huckleberry is wearing, hence why I think he probably, though he came in box with all of his stuff, was taken out of the box and probably played with at some point by a child, which is great because shoes. Blue shoes, blue shoes, blue shoes, blue shoes, blue shoes on Blueberry Muffin, Blueberry Muffin. Blueberry Muffin, Blueberry Muffin. Her hat is made out of that vinyl. That vinyl that loves to degrade and disappear slowly over time. And she certainly has a slight sticky feeling to it. It's not as terrible as some of the other dolls because she was in a box for a long time as well. That kind of helped preserve her. I bet her box was in pretty decent condition. She can take her head off a bit. I don't want to take it all the way off. But she's got bangs, bangs, bangs. I love a queen with bangs. She may have cut them herself. Look at this gap. Her hat has this little blueberry on it. It's a embroidered blueberry. A little embroidered blueberry. Makes a nice scratchy sound. Little embroidered blueberry on the vinyl hat. And she's got freckles as well on her nose. Cute little freckles. Cute little freckles. Take a look. Cute little freckles on her face with purple eyes. So cute. So cute, so cute, so cute. Blueberry Muffin has always been a favorite character of mine. That's why I ended up finding and searching for her first. Growing up with the 2003 reboot of Strawberry Shortcake, Blueberry Muffin and Rainbow Sherbet were my favorite dolls to play with. I liked Blueberry Muffin because at the time when I was a child, I thought she looked a lot like me. She had curly hair. And I liked that in a doll. And I liked Rainbow Sherbet because, rainbow. And she was a really hard doll to find at the time, so I felt very special to have her. I'm going to set Blueberry Muffin over here so she can be seen. Right here next to Strawberry Shortcake. There we go. Let's also talk about her pet. This is Cheesecake the Mouse. Cheesecake the Mouse. I always thought Cheesecake was a bear because it looks like a bear. But Cheesecake is not a bear. Cheesecake is a mouse. There's Cheesecake. Has a little apron and blue hair and a little blue nose. Just the cutest little friend. Also made from that sticky vinyl. So sticky on this one. Here, my fingers sticking to the head. You can feel my fingers sticking. You can hear it. You can hear it, you can hear it, you can hear it. Sticky hands, so sticky. But makes great tapping sounds because of this little hollow bit on the bottom. I like it when it's kind of hollow like that. Just lovely. Let's have Cheesecake sit over here with Blueberry Muffin. Now, the last one I want to show you today is also part of the original 5-doll run to complete this collection. And this is Purple Pie Man. Purple Pie Man, Purple Pie Man. He is one of the villains of the Strawberry Shortcake series. He's a much bigger doll, if you can tell, compared to these little guys, right? These guys are much smaller dolls, and he's a full-size, almost Barbie-sized doll, if you will. He's a little bit different in his design for that reason, so he's meant to look large and intimidating compared to these small, sweet, innocent characters of Strawberry Land. So let's take a look at him. He's got all of his accessories that he comes with. He's got his apron. He's got an apron. So he can bake them pies and bake up that evil. He's got a spoon that he can hold in his hands. Purple Pie Man never came with flat hands, even during the original run. He always came with curved hands, so you could put things in his hands like a spoon. And he's got his pet. This is his pet. His pet's He's also fun because he's got a mustache. Like, who doesn't love a mustache? He's so cool. He's so cool. He's got a mustache. He's got a mustache. And a hat that's attached to his head. This hat does not come off unless you really try it. And I'm afraid to know what he looks like underneath. I think he's really bald. And we don't want to have that SpongeBob moment. Bald, bald, bald. My eyes. Here's his hat. Here's his hat. He is kind of funny in the fact that his pants are part of his mold rather than a separate piece. So he doesn't have fabric pants. It's more of that plasticky feeling, but it's not like completely hard plastic. It's a little bit soft, meaning it's degrading, as most of these are. It also feels incredibly sticky to touch, even though it's a firmer plastic than, let's say, the vinyl-y plastic of the pets. But his pet doesn't feel the same as Cheesecake. For example, Cheesecake is very rubbery and squishy. Oh, I don't like that feeling. He's so sticky. But Cackle is not squishy at all. Cackle is hard plastic, really hard plastic. So a different kind of toy. And I don't know if that was done to separate Purple Pie Man from the rest of the crew, or if this is maybe an older Purple Pie Man who has a different kind of mold. I might actually have an older one. I don't know. He's got a scratchy shirt though. It's pretty great. We love a scratchy shirt. Scratchy shirt, scratchy shirt, scratchy shirt. His hair is a hard plastic mold, so he does not have soft hair. You cannot brush his hair. I sometimes wonder how many children were excited to have Purple Pie Man, since he is kind of the villain, but you know, kids love playing perilous situations with their dolls and getting them into mischief, so I'm sure having a villain was pretty fun. I enjoyed making my dolls evil when I was a kid, so can imagine all the things that a child who owned this doll previously has played with this doll, and I think that's really cool. I wonder what stories he's told. I wonder what characters he's played. I wonder what things he was made to say and do, his evil plots. Or maybe he was nice. Maybe somebody took this doll and said, "You're the dad now. You're everybody's dad." Because you know that probably happened too. A tap on the bottom of his very large feet. He's got very big feet. Pointy toe, pointy toe. Little elf shoes. Little elf shoes. It's hard to tap though because he's so darn large. He's so large. It's hard to get a good hold on him compared to the others. Very large. Very strong, very powerful. Do you know that meme? Very strong, very powerful. It's a video I saw a long time ago with a bunch of fish. Very strong, very powerful. And so there he is. He can't really sit very well, so I'm just going to set him back where he was when the video started. Let's go back to Strawberry Shortcake to finish. Strawberry Shortcake. I was told that her name was very tingly, so I'm going to say it a lot of times while I scratch on her clothes. Strawberry Shortcake. Strawberry Shortcake. Shortcake, 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 shortcake. Shortcake, 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 cake, cake. Strawberry Shortcake. Strawberry Shortcake. Strawberry Shortcake. She is quite little. Short. Just a little baby. Strawberry Shortcake. Strawberry Shortcake. Strawberry Shortcake. And there she is, everyone. There she is, everyone. There she is. The lady herself. The leading lady. Who has started it all and become such a cultural icon. I love these dolls very much. I think they're a lot of fun, and a lot of fun to collect them. enjoyed rambling about dolls with me and taking a look at some of the adorable designs that these guys have. They're so precious, and I just adore them. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest if you're not already asleep.